I was not motivated by anything. It got to a point I don't want to touch my phone. I find it difficult to abide by the rules I've set for myself. But you see that laptop, that computer, it just have to be on. I just have to do something. I just have to press. With or without you, things will continue. I was living by fear. Yeah, 2 months is too much for me. As in, even with village people, 2 months is too much. Some years ago, I lost 4 jobs within a month.
Hi, Fike. How you doing?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for being our guest on today's episode. And today, I want to introduce everybody to Fike. Fike is an AI automation expert. She's a coach, an AI automation coach with Witty Automations. She is also someone I have known over time. And today it's a privilege to have her join us where we get to ask her some questions as freelancers and get to hear her insights. So I'm hoping that as we are here, we're going to enjoy and learn from her. So Fike, we're happy to have you here. Thank you for
Thank you
honoring our
so much.
invitation. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I'll go ahead to ask you a question. But before I start asking you the questions, I want you to know that it is a tradition for us to ask you questions that previous guests ask us to ask our incoming guests. So at the end of the session, you're going to ask a question at the end for the next guest. They wouldn't know who is asking. You wouldn't know who has asked yours, and they wouldn't know who is responding to theirs. So I'm going to ask you the question from the last guest. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question from the last guest was, how do you go about selling yourself to clients?
How do I go about selling myself to clients? I would say one of the very key thing I do is to sell myself as a solution provider. Because of the nature of work I do, I tend to connect tools together. So I don't emphasize on that. I let them know that I let them see me as an asset rather than someone just coming in and just connecting things together and leaving. No. I let them know that even in long term, I would prefer to still be with them. So that is one of the ways I sell myself to clients. I don't just come in and like, okay, I want to automate your tools. I want to do this. I want to do that. No. I let them see it in the form of being a solution provider rather than just after their money. And at the long term, especially that long term, and I put it in quotes. And that has really helped me a lot.
Wow, that was insightful to know. Thank you for sharing that with us. So let's get into your own questions.
Okay.
Number one, how would you define? So we're talking about remote burnouts, recognizing the signs and the solutions. How would you define remote work burnout? If you were to describe it, if you were to define it to somebody for them to understand it and have a feel of what you probably have passed through based off on burnout, how would you describe it?
Okay. When it comes to remote burnout, I would say I've experienced it countless times. I've experienced it this year, not once, not twice. It's a stage whereby the things that are of interest to you no longer become an interesting thing to you, rather. You feel yourself that the things you easily do when it comes to, okay, you're working remotely and no, for instance, let's say on a full-time basis, you have a particular time that you you start working and you feel that time you start feeling uneasiness, your body becomes strange to even to open your laptop. You feel unnecessarily tired, on no motivation. Yeah, it is a point whereby you are not motivated. There are sometimes I'm not motivated to check my phone, as in I don't just want to have anything to do with my phone, my laptop, my social media. I I just don't want to go there. And also, it also has to do with your health. By the time you start getting maybe frequently visits to the hospital, you're getting sick, unnecessary sickness, like even though they might say it's malaria, malaria, malaria. However, deep within yourself, you know that no, this is as a result of me burning out. So it's a stage whereby it can come in form of a sickness, and it can also come in form of not motivated to do what you're expected to do. Even when you are, if you're someone that is motivated by money and you're seeing the money, but you're not just motivated to do what you're expected to do, it's a stage whereby you need to take a step backwards. So that's what I'll call for. To me, that is those two things. Whenever I see those signs, I know that yes, I'm gradually burning out.
Right. Thank you. So, what are the unique challenges of remote work that can lead to burnout that office workers do not typically face?
Yeah, I would say for a physical office work, you have resumption time and closing hours. You know that, oh, I'm expected to resume by 8 and close by 5. However, for remote work, especially if you are doing it from the comfort of your home, you tend to like, I'm talking from the aspect of myself, what I do. I tend to wake up early, 5 o'clock. I'm already seated, facing my screen till 12:01 in the night. So
Whoa.
that's a whole lot. And even though I have my routine, I have my schedules that I follow, but I'm so engrossed in what I do, which makes me not to know that, oh, it is closing her, it's nap time, it's siesta time. So even though it's well written, but in my subconsciousness, I feel I can still carry on. So when you compare it to physical work, you know that yes, you clock in by 8 and by 5, even if you are not willing to go, by the time you see your colleagues moving, you're like, I pack my things and leave. But for me, remotely, I've not been able to discipline myself to that extent, because I was like, oh, there's still time, there's still more time. And by the time I checked the time, I was like, have I taken a rest today? And I was like, wow. So I think that that aspect. Another thing is for someone that works remotely, maybe we have this remote spaces now. So I am. It can be compared to that. But for someone that works from the comfort of their house, I think the time the resumption, there is no resumption time for me, and there is no closing hours. So that's the difference between the two. And I would say also break time. Yeah. Because in the office, you know that, oh, by 12 is our break time, 12 is the lunch time, or maybe 1. You tend to take that. But sometimes I walk and right in front of my screen, I'll like, bring my food and let me eat. So that aspect of like, oh, let me stand. And I think to me, I just feel it as an it has moved from something that I'm passionate about to obsession. I had to tell myself the truth that this thing is becoming it's becoming this. And if you are not careful, you see that it will get to a point whereby you'll be too you have gone deeper, and it will be too hard to pull back.
Wow. 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 Thank you. So that brings me to the question: have you personally experienced remote burnout, and what did it feel like in that moment?
Yes, I have. Or I've always had. Like I said, I've experienced it twice this year. Whereby I'm not just nothing I was not motivated by anything. I don't want to the extent that I never wanted to. It got to a point I don't want to touch my phone. I don't want to say anything screen,
Mm.
but it took it took me a lot of time because I was like, I still have to resume. So in a state whereby I was not motivated, I still had to motivate myself. However, when it resulted into being admitted in the hospital, I had to like, okay, Fike, come, you need to do better because and one of the things I did was I started going out. I stay indoors. I'm always at home. I'm always in the house. I might not, even though I work out in the morning, but I might not even see the sun. So I started like, okay, let me go out. That's one of the things I did. I started taking, I started being intentional about the way I do things. Even though it's after I was admitted, I resumed. I resumed my remote work, and still I find it difficult to abide by the rules I've set for myself. Until
Mm.
I had to become I had to become so intentional about it. And gradually it took me a lot of time because I don't know how to explain it. Whereby if I don't see screen in a day, I'm not okay. Not even phone. I don't really use phone. I don't My phones are always switched off. But you see that laptop, that computer, it just have to be on. I just have to do something. I just have to press. If I've not done
Mm.
that, I'm not fulfilled. I'll feel like, oh, please bring, even while in the hospital, I was like, please bring my laptop. I need to do something. I need to do this. I need to do that. So, one of the things I did is that I started finding interest in other things, like maybe my family, going out. And another thing I did was I now started working out. Like, I take my laptop, I go to a remote workspace. I sit down and, you know, after a while, I switch it off. I look around. I take my walk. I come back. So that is one of the things that actually helped me. And also, I think few friends that I have because they always remind me, okay, the way you are growing is deadly. You need to take some
Mm.
rest. So I think I had to like I spoke to a few friends and they were like, oh no, you need to take some rest. So sometimes I'm just like, okay, oh yeah, let's call. So I call and or they call and we talk for long hours. So it makes me, you understand, my focus is shifted because
Mm.
every time I decide to like, okay, let me go out myself, I calculate the number of hours I will spend. And I'm like, no, within these hours, I know what I would have achieved. So these were some of the things that actually helped me.
Mm. Right. Wow, that's some high level discipline there because it's not easy at all.
It's not. It's
Well
not.
done. So, how can freelancers communicate burnout struggles to clients without losing them?
Okay. So like I said, I'll answer that in two ways. When you are working for a full-time client, the client would know when you start burning out because there is no way you start burning out and still be 100% efficient. No, the level of efficiency will surely drop, and by then the client will know that, oh, this person is not like this, something is wrong somewhere. And let me give an instance. I One of those I work full time for, we normally have quarterly review, and we've had two this year, two or three. I remember the very first one in this year. My supervisor was like, "Fike, you need to make use of your sick days." And there's another one I've forgotten. It's 40 hours paid, 40 hours for the sick days, so you can take sick days for 5 days. There's another one too, 40 hours like that. So it was like, you don't use it, Fike. You need to take I'm telling you now that you need to take some day. And I was like, oh, so do you mean I've worked 2 years? And I'm like, so do you mean I have 40 hours paid for free within the year, like almost 80 hours? I was like, yes, but you don't take it. We know that we know you as the consistent queen, but you need to rest.
Mm.
And deep within me, I was like, it's actually true. Because by the time I start having unnecessary mistakes at work, I know that something was wrong. So immediately he said that the evening, I just went to I used the link and I was like, I made request 2 days because I was not even okay as at then. And it was like immediately he granted it. So the first thing I would say, when you have worked for a client for some time, for instance, if it's full time, the client would know because the level of your efficiency would drop.
Mm.
There is no way you can't be 100% efficient when you are burning out. It will drop. So there will be a lot of mistakes, and by then, if the does not know, you need to now come out and explain to the client. This is the aspect of a full-time person. However, if it's like maybe one-off clients and everything, well, I would say you still need to let the client know and probably give like a timeline. Like, I need to take this rest. For majority of those I've worked with, they're full time. So if I'm working for maybe a part-time client or a project-based client and I'm burning out, it's something. Communication. You see, this communication, it's communication is something that cannot be overemphasized when it comes to these remote settings. You are not seeing the person you are working with, so you need to like constantly communicate, pass information. So when you do this, when and you are burning out, if you had set that line of communication, it will be much more easier. The client will
Mm.
know that, oh, something, this person is not like this. But if you are someone that's communication is not the communication is not there. So
Mm.
I think number one, you need to keep that line of communication open so that when you are burning out and you communicate it to the client can easily understand and put themselves in your shoe.
Yeah, sure.
So communication is number one. Communicate it. See, no matter what, even if the client decides to end the contract, is better. Is better. But ensure the line of communication is open between you and your client so that it can be much more easier. You can just like, okay, please, I have a friend, she she was actually burning out and she told me like, okay, this year I am not working for 6 months. She worked for the past 2 years, she has been working back to back. And she was like, no, I've achieved a level whereby I need to take either 3 or 6 months. I was like, no, you can't do that. I was like, okay, take 1 week. I think she took 2 weeks at first. By the time she came back, she was like, figure this is not me. I'm not efficient. I need 3 or minimum 3 months.
Mm.
And it was much more easier for her because she communicated with the clients, and the clients actually like, okay, we're giving you 3 months, even though it's unpaid. When you are done, come back. Because she took first 1 week, she took 1 week at first, she took 2 weeks, and she was still not getting, that's real, the real person, yourself, wasn't there. So she had to take 3 months, I think three, or because she was telling me 6 months, I was like, wow, 6 good months. But I think she took 3 months, and her client actually allowed her to go for as long as 3 months. However, it's not because she has kept that line of communication open. So it was much more easier. She was getting
Mm.
drained. She was getting drained in the work, and she just had to pull herself so that she can get herself back. So I think that aspect of communication must be open. If it's open, it will be much more easier. Explain to the client what you're passing through and what you feel would what you what you intend doing, but
Mm.
ensure that every other thing that might tie down the client's work is already settled.
I think one of the things I've learned from what you said is knowing your bandwidth even when you need to take a break, because there are some breaks that are not sufficient enough. You might need to take more breaks so you rejuvenate. That makes sense. Thank you very much for that. So, what mindset shifts are necessary to sustain long term remote work without burning out?
What can you say that again,
I mean,
please?
what mindset shifts are necessary to sustain long term remote work without burning out?
Okay. The mindsets, one of the mindsets one should have is that this work will still be there. There is no way you can never finish whatever you are doing. You can never finish working. You can the work will always be there. There will always be something to do. So make sure you stick to, if you have a routine, you have a schedule, stick to it. Have a mindset that, and also have a mindset that you are not indispensable. Because if
Mm,
you think, oh, without me, this thing would not go on. Without me, this thing, I just have to be there. I just have to be the one to do it. I just have to partake in this. There is nobody. There is nobody on earth that is indispensable. So have that mindset that with or without you, things will continue.
mm,
The work will be done. Even better hands, better expertise. So more good hands will do the job and they will do it well. So you need to have that mindset. And also have the mindset that you still have a long way to go. You still have a long way to go. Imagine you are constantly sitting 10 hours per day, 5 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year.
mm,
Calculate that and multiply it by the number of years you want to work as a freelancer. You want to work for 20 years. So see the end result, if the end result of what you intend to start, of what you intend to do, even before you start it. So have that mindset that I want to be productive later in years. I am productive, I'm good. However, I am not indispensable.
mm,
So, and you need to understand that it is what you give in. You don't there's a way you can't give what you don't have. So give yourself that level of rest that your body deserves, so that the body can in turn give you of more of, how will I put it, like more results that you want. So give your body what that thing that your body needs. Give your body rest when your body needs rest. Because it is what you give to this body that it gives back to you in return. So if you think, oh, it's my body, I can stress it. One day the body too will say, oh, I'm the owner of myself. I need that rest. And
mm,
compulsorily, you have no other choice. So have the mindset that I'm still going far. I need my body. I need my body to be productive. And I'm not indispensable. Without me, things will get done. And what was it? So I think that's mindset will go.
mm,
I need my body. I need to be more productive later in years. So I need to give my body what it needs, the rest it needs now. And also I'm not indispensable. Even though I'm productive, I'm good, but without me things will get done. So just take it as it comes.
Right. Thank you for that. What misconceptions do people have about remote work that might make them ignore burnout signs? Should I take that again?
Yes.
What misconceptions do people have about remote work that make them ignore burnout signs? So maybe somebody who is not into remote work, they have a misconception. And because of that misconception, by the time they get in, they begin to ignore the signs that they're burning out.
Yeah. I think one of it is um things one of the misconception yeah is that things might not really be going the way it is at the moment. For instance, let me use an example. For instance, someone is getting jobs. Person is getting a lot of jobs, and the person keeps on getting more jobs, even though when they know that they are burning out, simply because they're like, oh, this is freelancing. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. I need to get all the jobs I can get now. One thing I would tell people, I'm presently at the level whereby I'm not scared of anything. And the reason is because I am not at the same level when when I started years back
Hmm.
rather. So there is nothing that will happen today. If I just shake me for 2 months is too much. I'll bounce back. I am so confident in myself. So don't have that misconception like, oh, because it happens to me as in several times. Or like, oh, let me get all the jobs. Let me get all the jobs. I can do all the jobs. And I see myself sleeping for 4 hours a day. And I wish I even sleep in the afternoon. I still don't take my nap in the afternoon. So I need to tell myself the truth. The jobs will be there. I will always get jobs when I want. The money will be there. I'll always get more money when I need it. So don't have the misconception of, oh, I need to work as hard. I need to use all the hours in the day or the hours in the week to work. So that's number one misconception, that I need to get all the jobs and yeah, I need to make all the money within a time frame because I don't know what will happen tomorrow. That's number one. Number two, another misconception is do I have another misconception? I don't think I know of any other one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That was also insightful. Thank you very much for that. So the next question is, what do you think remote workers are often reluctant to admit? Why, sorry, I'll take that again. Why do you think remote workers are often reluctant to admit that they are experiencing burnout?
I think fear of losing relevance or fear of losing the job.
No,
I think
no steady source of income.
in freelancing there is no steady source of income. Yes.
Hmm.
So the fear is there. It got to a time I was living by fear. I was not living by sight, by faith,
It's
and I was not even living by sight. I was living by fear. Yeah, because the fear is, if you had experienced, there was some years ago I lost 4 jobs within a month. I lost 4 jobs within him. So the fear is always there. So anytime I remember that month, or anytime the month is coming, I'll remember. So it almost became a trend because every time, every new year, and I'm closer to that month, I'll be scared. Like, will this so you go to a time, I have to tell myself I had to tell myself the truth that yes, it's happened. It has happened. But that doesn't mean it's always happened. So I think fear, yeah. Fear of staying relevant, and also fear of losing out, fear of losing your job.
Hmm.
Because imagine you are handling someone's projects, and the person is burning out, or the person has already burnt out. What will happen? The fear is, hey, I will lose this. This person will give the job to another person. So I just need to. So I think fear is number one thing. Fear,
Hmm.
and we need to. That's why we need to get to a point whereby, irrespective of what happened, you are very sure that yes, you will bounce back. Because mine actually taught me a lesson, and whenever that fear, it has actually stopped now. But I could remember 2 years ago, I'll be scared. Like, oh, this month is coming. So I had to tell myself, I had to put myself at a level that, okay, when I get to this level, no matter what, even if it happens, I will bounce back. So I won't kill myself because of the fear of losing jobs, the fear of
Hmm.
not having money. That's why, as the money is coming, you are not spending it on frivolities, on things that are irrelevant. Because this is freelancing. Once the money is coming in, make sure you use it for something that you can still fall back on in case if anything happens. You don't have to use the six. Oh, the money is coming in. Every week you withdraw. Chicken. It's good though. Enjoy your life. It's good. I enjoy my mine too. But at least pay yourself. You can decide that, okay, 40% of whatsoever is coming in would be used to do something better. Because that's one of the advice I give to people. You have freelancers doing well, and after a while, maybe as a result of losing out or losing jobs, they become stranded within 1 month, 2 months. 2 months is even too much. 1 month. So one of the things we should do as freelancers is that, let's try to, that thing you love doing, that thing that is like a passion, that other side of other business side of you, invest the money in it, so that anytime the challenges of freelancing comes up,
Comes.
you can always have something to fall back on before you now pick yourself again. So that fear would not, it will be there, but it can't be compared to 100%. Like now, I'll tell people, yes, the fear is there, but no matter what happens, 2 months is too much for me. As in, even with village people, 2 months is too much. No, yeah. So apart from that, also they need to, freelancers should constantly upgrade.
Hmm.
You can't be at the same level that you were 3 years ago and be expecting not to lose out. With the rapid change of things, so you need to you need to also constantly upgrade, so that you can get to a level whereby you know that no matter what happens, I will bounce back. It might just take a while. So I think
Hmm.
we should also, that's another aspect, even though it's not part of the question. But number one, fear. We need to work more on that. And what will help us to limit that fear, if not totally reduce or stop it, is always don't use all your, how do they say it, all your fingers to hit. I think that's the way. Don't use all your fingers to hit. Have something, have an investment or something that you can always do by the side. Another thing, upgrade yourself. So that when you are going back into the market, you are not going back as of old.
Yeah. Thank you. How can you tell the difference between being temporarily overwhelmed and heading towards genuine burnout? So sometimes people will be like, maybe I'm just overwhelmed, maybe I'm not burning out. How can you tell the difference so that you know when to put actions in place?
Okay. Being temporarily overwhelmed, um, to me, I think it has to do with you working, having a lot of things on your plate. You have a lot of things you are working on at the same time. While burning out, the things you do easily, the things you do with ease now become strange to you. No, no interest, no motivation. For instance, like myself, I know I feel overwhelmed almost all the time. That is normal. I have a lot of things. I want to do this for this. I want to do this for that. I feel overwhelmed. That's why excuse me, I have my routine pen down. So I know what I'm doing per hour. That's, but when you are burning out, when the way I'm looking at screen now, it got to a time whereby when I look at it, I feel I can't express my feeling. Like I'm looking at it now. Then anytime I look at the screen, I'm not having migraine. I'm not my eyes are not it becomes strange to me. I don't want to I just don't want to do the normal thing. The
You're
normal
not
things.
enthusiastic.
I'm
Mm.
not. So it becomes uh, at that point I knew that this is not being overwhelmed with anything. I am gradually burning out. So when things of interest no longer interest you, things you do easily is something that you don't even want to go closer to, then you know that yes, something is wrong somewhere. And also burning out sometimes for some people, like I said, it will have to do with constant sickness. Like
Mm.
the number of times I've fallen sick this year, I had to tell myself that it's like a monthly thing. Even the doctor had to say that there is nothing. No, you just have to check yourself.
Mm.
So when it comes to that, normal sickness, yes, but monthly things you do easily become so difficult. No interest in what you do, no motivation. If you are like me, that the money is your motivation, and even with the money, you are not motivated, you know that yes, something is wrong somewhere. So that's the difference. Being overwhelmed, you have too many things on your plates. Being burnout, you're at the point of no motivation. You're not
Mm.
motivated to do, what you normally do.
I need to take this home. Money should be my motivation so that I'll become Fike too.
Don't be like me, please. I don't normally I tell people that I don't want anybody to be like me because the way I work, it's my son had to ask me like, "Mommy, when do you wake up?" I said, "Oh, I wake up 5." He was like, "Okay, when you wake up?" I said, "I sit on my chair and I start working." Or like, "And when do you sleep?" I said, "Sometimes I stand up by 12, sometimes by 1." And he was calculating it. I was like, "Mommy, do you mean you work for 20 hours a day?" I said, "I don't even know. Do you mean I work for 20 hours a day?" So it's something that it's not I can it's not something you can do for long term. Imagine I do
Mm.
this for 3 years. Do you know what will become of me? So it's not something that I'm even proud to say. It's not something I'm proud of. So now I take it as it comes, one step at a time. The things I need to outsource, I outsource them. I don't have to get the 100% money. Mm-mm. Now, if it is 40 from what I bring, you can give me. No problem. I'm good with it. If it's 50, no problem. As far as you can do it. If I get it, I can't do it, I give it out. If I get it and I can't do it, nobody, I release it. So being money conscious sometimes it has its disadvantages. So it's not something
Right.
that is good.
Right. What are some daily habits or processes you recommend to help remote workers avoid burnout?
Okay. Number one, mm, exercise. Exercises would help because most times you have to leave the comfort of your home. Yeah. That's one of the things I said because it got to a time I was not going out. I'll always be indoor. So 24 hours in a day, 7 days. Okay, I'll go to church now, and Saturdays I'll have some activities outside. So 5 days in a week, and so one of the things I started doing is I started working out. So every morning I work out for a minimum 1 hour. That's number one. Number two, you see, when it comes to breakfast, lunch, let's cultivate the habit of leaving the screen and going to the dining. Yes,
Hmm.
because it's it's another thing for me. So I eat, bring my food, I walk, I eat, I walk. So it's another thing. Also,
I'm guilty as charged too.
also another thing is have that maybe family time, fun time. If it is a little dance, sometimes I'll just like, okay, I'll call my children, okay, yeah, let's dance, let's do some, or maybe some funny things together. Life doesn't have to be too serious. There are
Hmm.
sometimes that you can just you don't have to go anywhere within your home. Another thing that helped me was um going for swimming. Yeah, because yeah, it sometimes eases the stress when you're inside. Sometimes I'll just be inside the water, not doing anything, just like this inside the water. So it cools off because I normally do it at home. I had a bath, so I'll just like, please put water inside the bath. I'll just like, and do you know the funniest thing? I can sleep off inside the bath.
You're tired.
And I'll just like until someone comes to wake me up. That's when I'm like, oh, so it's another thing. Just put yourself inside the water. It can be in the bath. Put the water, cover that hole,
Hmm.
and just stay inside. It eases a lot of. Sometimes I'll just do like this. I've slept off, so it does wonders for me. So that's another. Number two. Try and communicate because most times we talk to our screen. 5 hours, it is you on the screen. So sometimes you can just like, okay, call someone, even though you are working, maybe you are not doing something so important. You can just have, sometimes 5 hours you've not opened your mouth. 6 hours you've not nobody even if you are working in a physical office, there is it's not as bad as that. There'll be someone, there'll be something. But 5, 6, 7 hours, you are just alone, talking to only your screen. It's another thing. You can call someone on the phone or have someone to talk to even while you work. That's another thing. That's another thing. And ensure you have that me time, your own time to yourself. And just decide to like, okay, take yourself out. It doesn't have to be expensive. If it's for all these cure, pedicure, manicure, just do something that at least or massage. Yes, even though I later stopped mine because it had effect on me. You can just go for massage, and that moment whereby it's as if the stress, because there was a day I went to swim, and the way I was feeling in the water, I spoke with someone. The person said, "You are stressed. That's the way you're feeling." That, yeah, the way I felt strange. It was somehow strange that day, and the person was like, "Are you sure you're not stressed?" So have that me time to yourself. It can be only you. You can go outside and just sometimes I go outside and just sit and just be looking at what is happening.
Hmm.
So have that me time. Ensure you eat outside your workspace. Take your lunch, breakfast, maybe on the dining. Oh yeah. And have fun time, have family time. Ensure you 5 hours you have not spoken to anybody. 7 hours. You can just call someone on the phone. Sometimes I'm working. I have my headset on. I'm talking to somebody, but I'm still doing what I'm doing. So I because it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot for freelancers. So I
Remote
think
work
that
can
would
be
also help.
isolating sometimes. Right.
It is. It is. It has for someone that's if you are someone that does not even associate with people, oh, it will worsen for me. It has actually worsened my my but I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better. So it is. It is. So I think with that, that would help. We just have to be intentional about it. It's not easy. It's not as if you are doing it intentionally. Something that is already part of you. Like
Hmm.
it's already part of me. By the time I just checked the time, I was like, "Oh, it's 1. I need to resume for another walk by 2. How can I sleep now?" So I just like relax. Okay, let me continue. So we just have to be.
Okay. How do blood boundaries between home and work life contribute to burnout?
Can you take that again?
How do blood boundaries, that's boundaries that doesn't look like it's boundary, but it has to be there, contributes sorry, I'll take it again. How do blood boundaries between home and work life contribute to burnout?
Between home and work life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh,
So what are the
uh
boundaries you have to take at home, take at work to create a balance for yourself so that you don't burn out from both ends?
Number one is you need to know the number of hours you want to work or you like to work. Like, okay, today I'm working for 8 hours. I'll start maybe by 2, close by 10. That's 8 hours. So you know that yes, you communicate that that's work. Then when it's time for the home, you leave wherever you are doing. Let it end. Anywhere you stop, let it stop and focus on the home, because sometimes you try to do the same thing at the same as in you try to solve home issues, work issues at the same time. So have that number of time, oh sorry, not time, number of hours you'd like to work. Set it set it as a boundary. 8 hours. I'm not going beyond 8 hours. I'm not going beyond 8 hours. Then when you are done, leave whatever you are doing. Like I said, everything still boils down to intentionality. Everything still boils down to intentionality. And when you are done with work, leave that place. Leave that place. Otherwise, in your subconsciousness, you still think you are working.
Hmm.
It still looks as if you are working. Even though you are done, but you are still at that place. Leave. Let it be. Set it that okay. When I am done with work, I leave this place, even though it might just be like um a few meters away from where you as in where you are. Just leave that angle so that in your subconsciousness you can know that, oh, I am done for the day. Then you can move over to the home. So you said work, right? Work
Yeah.
boundaries and home boundaries. And for the home, when you are there, it is not easy though. Working at the comfort of your home, it's not easy. But let the people you have at home, let them know that yes, I am working at this time, and maintain that boundary. And when you are done, if they observe or if they notice about you that okay, when you are done with work, you leave it, then you give the home attention, then they will respect the boundaries you've set
Hmm.
during work. Do you get it? They will
Yeah.
respect that boundary. When they know that, oh, you've told them, oh, I'll be working 2 to 10, and 10, you are done. You face the home, they will respect it. However, if you tell them, oh, you are done, if you're like me, you tell them you are done by you will be done by 10, and by 12, yeah, no, they won't respect it for you. They won't. So set the boundary, let them know, oh, I communicate, oh, I'm working 8, 2 to 10, and when I'm done, okay, I'll face whatever I need to do for the home. When you do that consistently, they will help you to, yeah, they'll maintain the boundaries you've set. So I think that's, to me, I think that's what's, yeah, I think that's what's would help.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. What impact does time zone juggling have on remote workers, and how does it contribute to exhaustion?
Gosh, time zone. Our time zone. Uh, Fortunately or unfortunately, our time zone too does not help.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does not help because most times, majority majority of the clients, and maybe 6 hours ahead, no, you are 6 hours ahead of them, or like sometimes it can even be 11 hours. If you are working with like Australians and the rest, New Zealand, that means their own day is your own night. And let us tell ourselves the truth. There is a reason why it is called night. There is a reason why it is called night. So I think that time zone thing actually have effect on remote burnout, because the time you're expected to sleep, to rest, the time your body is expected to at least rest is, yeah, that time is not there. That is the time whereby you are awake, working, and sleeping during the day. To me, I don't know how to sleep during the day. So anything that does not make me to sleep in the night, I know that yes, to the next night. So it has the time zone of a thing as it actually constitutes to remote burnout. And I think one of the things one can do is to be intentional about the clients he or she works for. I have
Hmm.
a friend, she does not work for all clients, as in all countries. No. Because that night she will tell me, okay, I can't do it. Because if I do, I'll be born out. So she's so intentional about it. She does not try it. She'll tell me, is it that I work for someone in UK time, or someone in at least maybe 2 hours, 3 hours ahead of me. And I'm not working for long hours. So time zone of a thing too. we need to yeah, when you're applying for jobs, ensure it's a time zone that you can be it's a time zone that is that will not make you burn out. Yes, it's a time zone that will not make you burn out, because if you're even those that are on permanent night shifts. Mhm. So I think time zone too, we need to do better. There are people, there are countries in the same in the same time zone as you are. Either you are in Nigeria or in any other country, there are people in the same time zone. So, or maybe their time zone is almost the same. Maybe it's just 2 hours difference.
Mm.
2 hours difference rather. 2 hours difference and the rest. So you have to be also intentional about the country your clients comes from. So I think that would also work. I hope I answered that question. I'm trying to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
remember the
you did.
question.
You did. Thank you. So, how do you juggle doing multiple jobs and teaching? You must have some superpowers that you need to share
You
with
don't
us.
want to know.
I want to know.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Please
I
tell
can't.
us.
Like I said, I'm not proud. I'm not proud to even let people know my schedule.
No,
It's
but then there
crazy.
are people that are in that situation and they will really love to know how you are able to manage it all and still stay consistent with all of this.
Okay. One thing I do is that I outsource. Unless if if that thing cannot be outsourced. For my home,
Hmm.
let me start from my home. I outsource anything that can be outsourced. The only thing I know that cannot be outsourced is my role as a wife. Any other thing, excuse me, outsource
Sorry.
it. Any other thing, outsource. There's virtually anything that I cannot outsource. If I have people that can do it, I bring in people. I'm not saying I'm 100% consistent with that, but I try my best. I try my best to outsource things that takes a lot of my time. Yes, that's number one. That's for my home, because I can't do all the house chores. It will always be there. I was doing it before, but I got to a point whereby by the time I'm done in the morning, I'm tired. I can't do my freelancing work, my remote work. I am already exhausted. So I need to tell myself the truth that come outsource things that needs to be outsourced. There is no best wife, as in there's no award for best house chores wife or wherever.
I
So
get
I need to
you.
do that. I outsource that. That's for my home. For my work, like I said, I have a routine. If you ask me, Fika, what are you doing 2 o'clock? I can tell you. So I see how it doesn't really affect what I do as a freelancer, as a remote worker. So, and like I said, I outsource too. If I have a job I cannot do, I outsource it. I don't have to be the one to do all the jobs. I outsource that. Oh, teaching. I don't outsource teaching. I wish I can outsource that too. But there are other aspects of it that I had to outsource, because if not, it got to a time I was admitted in the middle of a training. That's how burnt out I was. I was admitted, and don't mind me, I still carried my laptop to the hospital, and from the hospital I was still teaching. Don't mind me.
Hmm.
I've seen mine. Mine is not. It has gone beyond passion. It's now an obsession. So I need to work on that. So I outsource anything I need to do, and also I have a routine. I have a routine I follow. So every hour of my day is penned down. I know what I am doing part time. So it makes me to like, okay, if I want to commit 2 hours to something, I know that yes, this is 2 hours. And when I'm done, I move over to the next. When it comes to my work, oh, and every other thing I do, maybe my career and everything, I am very efficient in that. Though I might be lazy with other things, oh, but those ones I don't joke with it. So I know I don't joke with that. So anything I have a routine I follow. I have a schedule. So every hour of my every hour, yes, is penned down and apportioned to what I need to do. So if I know that yes, I'm teaching for 2 hours, I'm teaching for 3 hours, I pen it down. I see the way to infuse it into my 24 hours. So if
Mm.
I know that yes, I can only my sleep is 5 hours, I pen it down. Even though that aspect then I need to be more intentional about it. But every other thing, I have a routine I follow. That's why you see all these things you're looking up. That's as a result of it. Once I have one and I'm not 100% consistent with it, let's say 80%, and I expect to be 80% consistent with it, and I'm maybe going lower than 60, I draw out another plan. See,
Mm.
you can be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Maybe because I don't have friends, I don't have things that really take a lot of my time. So it makes me to have more time to put into my career, into my remote work. I think that's one of the things that helped me. The few friends I have, we don't talk every time. So when we talk, we can now talk for 2 hours. Maybe once in
Mm.
3 months, we can now talk for 2 hours. So that is one thing that has helped me. I have a routine I follow. I have a routine I follow. And I don't I have a routine I follow. And for the aspects my other life, maybe coaching and everything, I outsource a lot of things. You see, so when you are too which word? I'm trying to remember that word. Like the 100% should come to me alone. You don't want to like you'll be drained.
And you will not be
I
able to
can't do
give the
everything.
100%.
You won't even give the 100. You want to collect all the 100%. You won't be able to give the 100%. So I would
Right.
rather stick to 60 and 70 and release the remaining so that I too can give. Otherwise, I will be drained. I am not, to be frank, I'm totally exhausted. I'm just trying to like keep up. I'm totally exhausted. So I don't need things that I would rather get people, outsource a lot of things to people that I know that are capable. So once I get someone that is capable, I try my best. I am not 100%. Um, I'm not. I'm not. There's a word I want to use, like 100% faithful. Yeah, but I try my best also to stay consistent to that person. So once I
Mm.
get a good hand, I don't easily let go. Yeah. So
Nice.
that's I've enjoyed the gifts of men in my own
Mm.
little way. So that's one of the things that has actually helped me. So I outsource what I need to outsource. Then I do what I need to do. Even at home, if I am to cook, that's if I am to cook. I have it penned down. So when you are coming to me, I'll tell you, it's not yet time. All the time has passed. So my husband already knows. So I'm like, what do you want me to do for you today? Let me pen it down so that I can put you in my schedule. That is how it has actually helped me. To be frank, it has actually helped me. And I think, yeah, that's some of the things that has helped me. I don't
But
think
you do
there's any
it.
other
You do
thing.
it effortlessly well, even when you think you're not really. You're able to still
Yeah.
manage it all well.
Okay. Maybe because I won't say I'm a workaholic. I've,
Are you sure
I
you are not?
I started working. I started working at the age of 18. I was not even up to 18, 17 plus. As in a company, I was their secretary. I started working as at that tender age. And how old am I now? So see the number of years I've worked. So I'm not someone I love working. And another thing about me is that you say this laptop, this computer, it's a weakness to me. Don't give it to me. Phone is not a weakness. I may not, like now, all my phones are on silence. You can't you can't call me and I will pick. Some are switched off. It's not, I might not touch my phone for days. Even if I'm not with laptop, my phones are in my bag. But it's a laptop. It's my own weakness. Don't it is like, yeah, I won't say it's my weakness. It's my strength. Just give me a laptop. I might decide not to eat. As I am hungry. But because I am on a laptop, I won't eat. And I'll be shouting, I am hungry. The hunger will turn to anger. And I will not stand up. So it's something else to me. So let me not just have a laptop. Once I can get hold of a laptop or a computer system,
It's
that
over.
strength comes. It's over. I may not eat. I say I think I will do I too have to break a record. Let's see how many days I can. I
Please,
can do that. I can do that. But I was telling myself, I said, this is my own strength. Let's see. Well, let me go and research. Who has broken that record? Let me see how far I can
that would
go.
be a great visibility for you, really.
To be frank, I said it. I was like, I need to do this, but I have a class. So I'm looking at it. Oh, assuming it was years back, I would do it. But now, I'll make a research. Let me see how long the person has worked. But because I can be here sitting all day. And maybe by the time I will stand up, maybe just go to the toilet, come back, continue, go to the toilet, come back, continue, till 12, till 1. And that one, I will still carry that laptop to the bed. And somebody will now close it and say, put your laptop down. So it's something. It's actually my strength and my weakness. It's a strength to me because once I'm on it, I'm good to
You're
go.
productive.
I am. But with phone, if I don't have access to laptop, you will know because you won't see me online. I'm not used to phone. So I think I'll do better.
No worries. Okay, if someone is already experiencing remote work burnout now, what are the first 3 steps they should take to start recovering?
Hmm. The person will need a therapy, a therapist. I'm not a therapist, but I think you see, one thing I always say is that you just need to be truthful to yourself.
Mm.
Nobody knows you better than yourself. People can easily maybe see you burning out. However, it still boils down to you. I mean, you need to just be intent. Just tell yourself, I am burning out. I need a break. So that's the very first thing. Because my people will say, when you take is it a sheep or a ram to the river? You can take a ram to the river. Is it a ram or a sheep?
A
However, you
camel.
can't force it, or a camel. However, you cannot force it to drink water.
Mm.
Do you get it? Even when people are telling you, oh, you need to take a rest, you need to take a rest, you need to take a rest, and you are still telling yourself you can still go on, there is nothing they can do. However, the first thing is for you to be intentional. But the first thing is for you to be truthful to yourself. Oh, I am burning out. The task that takes you 30 minutes, that same task now takes you 2 hours. That same thing that you do effortlessly. Tell yourself, oh, this is not me. This is, that comedy. This is not my real face. Oh, this is not my real self. So that's the very first thing. Be truthful to yourself. Tell yourself, this is not me. There is something wrong about me. So that's number one. Number two, look for a solution. If you need if the burnout has resulted into maybe health wise, health related, you should visit the hospital.
Hospital.
If not, try and see if it's something you can or do yourself. Like, okay, let me just all the things that are making me burn out, let me leave it for a while. Some people after a while they bounce back. Why some people it continues like that, that they will need the help of maybe a therapist. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So number one, be truthful to yourself. Tell yourself, tell yourself the truth. This is not me. I need to find a solution. Number two, if it has resulted into maybe health related issue, visit the hospital. Number three, if that's it's still number two, if not health related issue, see have your me time, um fun time, try to take some rest, try to do things that keep your mind away from those things that made you burn out. And after doing all this, ensure you rest. So rest is still part of it. Take a rest. After doing all this and you are still burning out, excuse me, you might need the help of someone.
Mm.
Yes. Because some people from being burnt out,
Burnt out.
it results into depression.
Mm.
Yeah. It's so if you know that it's going into such gradually, because you're always at home. Imagine a single that is already burnt out. Maybe the person is single, always at home. I heard of a story of a lady. Yeah, she entered into depression because she was always indoors. And this kind of work, you have to be intentional about friendship. Otherwise, you see yourself going for long without friends. So she actually entered into depression. So you need to just, if it's something that you know that yes, you are getting, it's really difficult for you to pull yourself back, then you might need the help of somebody. You might need someone
Mm.
to help you. That's
All right. Thank you. What role do exercise, diet, and sleep play in burnout prevention?
hmm. You see that I forgot to say that diet. Yeah. Exercises actually, you know, I'm not a doctor, neither am I an health person, but I think it helps the brain, you understand? It helps the brain. It also helps your body to to be fit. Yes, it makes you fit. Exercises does a whole lot because it is not just the exercise, even your mind
Hmm.
exercises does that. For diets, there are some food. Yes, there are some. I don't know. Let me not just generalize it, but freelancers sometimes we are not intentional about what we eat. We tend to eat junk foods. Yes. Anything you see, just like, oh, just let me. You hit it. You are not intentional. It got to a time I had to engage a therapist, and at the moment, my first day with her, that was when I realized that, oh, okay, you have not been intentional about what you eat because she did not tell me, but I had to tell myself because I started recalling the foods I eat, the things I do, and I'm like, wow, so I've gone to this extent. So diet also helps. Be intentional about what you eat. Like after the whole day, sit back and look at it. Okay, how did I? What are the things I ate? What are the things? How did I even eat the food?
Hmm.
Yes, because we are what we eat, and because we tend to be before it's now it's I'm getting better. I have a lot of things in my drawer just to pull off biscuits, chocolates, call it chin chin, anything, cookies. I just feel Oh, let me eat. And I don't eat the real food. So diet, take a lot of fruits.
Okay.
Yeah. Take a lot of fruits. Take a lot of vegetables. Let us reduce the caffeine.
Hmm.
I remember getting one foreign caffeine. I can't show it. I remember getting one foreign caffeine. And was it up to 2 weeks of taking it? I was taking it every day. Of 2 weeks of taking it, I started having migraine. I
Hmm.
said by the time I got to the hospital and I did some tests, I saw that even my blood was so some things that it's not we are not some things we do unintentionally might also result into our burning out. So our diets. Now I can tell you one of the things I do is that even though I eat cooked meal once a day, I try to like know exactly what I eat. Before that, I was like, okay, get me suya, get me this, and I think I'm eating. Yeah, I think I'm eating, but I'm eating. Yes, I'm eating, but I'm not eating what is expected of me.
Hmm. We're not
So
eating
now
right.
I'm not eating right. So now I'm very intentional about what I do. All those things I pack into my drawer, I've stopped.
You're no more selling again.
I've stopped. It's something I now I'm very intentional about what I buy. Because you can see I can buy a whole cake and I'll eat it. So
Hmm.
that's how bad I am. So I'm now intentional about my diet. What I eat. Fruits. Yes, you are making the money. Eat fruits. Eat vegetables. Eat good meals. Even if you are eating it once a day, make sure it is rich. That's number one. Number two, exercises also play a lot with your mind. It also helps your mind. It helps your brain. Even though I don't do any strenuous exercise, I just walk because of my health. So I just walk. I can walk for 1 hour 30 minutes every day, or 1 hour 50 minutes, at least minimum 1 hour. So it helps me too. It helps your body, it helps your something. That's what one you talk about. You talked about exercise, diet, and what?
Sleep. Sleep.
Oh, there is nothing we can. There is a reason why God made sleep.
Hmm.
There is a reason why God made sleep. Because a friend of mine that is a nurse, she said something. She was like, "Because if you sleep 5 hours in a day and you don't take a nap every noon, do you think you can go on? You can go as long as staying like this for 5 years. How can you sustain this routine?
Hmm.
So please, anything that deprives you of sleep is not something that is good, especially if you don't take a nap. If I can take minimum 1 hour nap in a day, I can go all out in the night.
Right.
However, another challenge, I don't do that. So if it is for you to take a nap in the afternoon so that walking into the middle of the night, you can still be fit, please do. Sleep. Don't sell your sleep. Sleep is very important. Please sleep because that's the time the brain rests.
Hmm.
That's the time your body relax. No matter what you do any other time, okay, you are doing massaging, you are swimming, it cannot be compared to that moment whereby your body is relaxed. So those three things, no, there's nothing we can do about it. Sleep, diet, and exercise. Exercise doesn't have to be something if you can even do it within the comfort of your house. If it's just pacing up and down, or just stretching your body. There are workouts, there are videos on workouts that can also help.
Hmm. Right. Thank you so much, Fike. This was an insightful session. And I think that's the last question. The only last question is I would love for you to drop a question for our next guest. What would you love the next guest to answer?
Do you have any regrets uh being a freelancer or being a remote worker? Don't mind me, I'm used to freelancer.
No, that's fine. So I'll be looking
That
forward to what our next guest will respond. And yeah, it was so beautiful talking to you. It was insightful,
yeah.
it was fun, and I look forward to talking more with you in the future. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being our guest today, and thank you so much.